What's up guys, welcome to History Models. Recently, we have been covering a lot about some classical weaponry and their stories. It's time to taste something different. So, what are we going to talk about today? Here is an idea. What about this rider, aka the Doctor?
AKA the Mighty Monkey King.
Only in China, of course.
Feel the passion and feel the speed. Leave everything on the track because every move counts. Focus. It's all in your mind. And don't forget, he who dares wins. Let battle commence!
Every once in a while, in every sport, there will be a giant. Together, these guys are constantly redefining the boundary of human race. But there's one in the world of motorcycle sport that won 9 world champion titles, and 7 of them are in the top-tier MotoGP class. After 21 years of being active, he's now still making history on tracks. Meanwhile, this guy is not only a professional athlete with ultimate performance, but also a master of entertaining his fans after every victory. He's also the owner of a pretty successful motorcycle team in the Moto3 class. No one has ever achieved such a dynamic personality in the history of MotoGP. And this guy is Valentino Rossi.
Before we come with the scooter, when you arrive here, it's a dream. You say, maybe one day I will race inside and we'll have all this crowd around, but you hope, but you don't know if happen in reality.
This Italian talent steps in the world of Grand Prix in 1996 as a 125cc class rider and won his first world champion in the succeeding year. That marked the beginning of his legend. In 1999, another world champion is taken in the 250cc class, and Rossi finally graduated to the top-tier MotoGP class. In 2001, he became the new dominant of MotoGP as he grabbed another world champion in the MotoGP class. But the years that Rossi really shines in are after the introduction of 1-liter full-stroke engines. From 2002 to 2009, Rossi won 6 Grand Prix in the MotoGP class, leaving others in the smoke. Though technically, full-stroke engines don't really produce much smoke compared to 2-stroke engines. He swiftly ride for Ducati in 2011 and 2012, but the combination yielded pretty much nothing significant. After went back to Yamaha, Rossi achieved a combo of 3 silver medals. What makes his achievement stand out is that he rivaled with several extremely brilliant riders like Stoner, Lorenzo, and Marquez. But all this that we just talked about only define Rossi as a legendary rider. What makes Valentino Rossi the Valentino Rossi?
Io credo che sia difficile per un bambino che gioca non appassionarsi a un gioco così magico come quello del
Rossi's talent came in the vein. His father, the former Grand Prix rider Graziano Rossi, gave the son everything he needed to succeed as a MotoGP rider. With such a perfect environment, later Rossi made his first contact with motorcycle at a very young age. But riding a bike is still considerably dangerous, let alone bike racing. His mother was so concerned about his safety that she didn't want the boy to pursue the same career as his father. Unable to persuade his wife, Graziano finally bought a 60cc go-kart for his son to start his racing career. Maybe due to the sheer desire for speed, Daddy secretly switched the stock 60cc engine with a much larger racing grade 100cc one, allowing his 5-year-old son to run faster. At the early 1990s, Rossi started drawing national go-kart matches and won several regional championships. If everything went well, he might instead step into the world of Formula One and compete with Schumacher. But his love for bike is so strong that he finally made the switch to mini mode. It's that close that the world would lose a fantastic rider. Though started at older age, Rossi could still master bike racing in a fairly short time. That's largely due to his father and his fellow riders. With the help from these guys, Rossi's talent is quickly revealed. To 1995, Rossi has won the national championship of Italy in 125cc class, and that is only the beginning of a hurricane that wiped the entire world. Oh, and don't think Rossi's talent is only limited to bikes. In fact, his talent covers almost every powered vehicle except rocket and submarines, from Formula One to WRC. Actually, Rossi's first NASCAR lap time is just a hair behind Kyle Busch. But if you ask, what is the ace card of the Doctor to attract so many fans? It's definitely not only his ultimate performance. He's the first rider that could combine the performance of a talent with the attitude entertainment. Over time, Rossi's celebration has become an essential part of MotoGP, especially when he's competing at the home court, Mugello circuit. Rossi will become a master comedian. He caused a lot of characters like the Doctor, Superman, and even Ramen soldiers. In 1998, after Rossi won a race, one of his friends who caused a chicken jumped onto his ride, and then they circled the track to celebrate victory. But taking human passenger other than the rider is officially prohibited. Therefore, Rossi received a warning from FIM. But he argued in injured tones that it's just a chicken, not a human. He escaped any possible punishment with a sneaky trick.
That what you see on TV, that's Valentino.
Io perlomeno lo vedo sempre come un dono, sia quando vince sia quando perde, è sempre un dono. È uno dei personaggi più importanti al mondo, ma è uno dei personaggi anche più vicini alla gente, no? Rispetto a...
In 2004, Rossi shocked the world with another movement. At that time, Honda team is undoubtedly the dominator of MotoGP class, while Yamaha was having a hard time as a mediocre team. Their workhorse, YDR-M1, was also struggling from several major design flaws. But to prove it is himself instead of the mighty Honda RC211 that makes a world champion, he signed a 2-year contract with the Yamaha team, and he indeed proved his point by helping perfect M1 design and beat Honda team by a huge margin. When a reporter asked him why would he make the transfer, he answered, "It's just like someday you might want to go aboard and have a trip. So I just did it as I desired. It's either now or never." It's almost inevitable to make the comparison between Rossi and Schumacher. They are both multi-time world champions. They both desire higher speed. But as for personality, they are so fundamentally different. Schumacher has an impression of being serious and professional all the time, while Rossi is more like a big boy who enjoys the time. That's probably related to the happy time he had at Tavolia as a child. He's everything you can expect from an Italian boy, zealous but not restrained. That's why there's always an endless yellow ocean decorated with 46 in pretty much every MotoGP match. But if you ever think Italians not serious about speed, you'd be totally wrong. Just look at the breathtaking circuits. Imola, Monza, Mugello. Each one of them are known for the infamous high-speed corners and history of accidents. Rossi, of course, is the human-sized evidence of Italian speed. He's constantly running faster at Mugello. It's like some magic power from the motherland. But just at Mugello, the black side of motor racing finally caught up with Rossi. In 2010, during the second practice session at Mugello, he had an accident that broke his right leg and missed the race. The best out of the worst was that he quickly recovered from the injury later.
It was a very bad experience because a lot of pain, but after I feel a lot of great energy, and this was very important for comeback very soon.
What a classical Rossi-style response, huh? In recent seasons, the talent rider Marcus, combined with the mighty new iteration Honda RC211V, caused much trouble to Rossi and Yamaha. The situation was even worse for the just-ended 2017 season, where Rossi suffered from another injury and just ended at 5th on the final board. But now, it's definitely too early to discuss the doctor's retirement. He's going to continue to surprise his fans in the following years. Among the hills outside Tivoli lies the big gift that the Daddy gave Rossi. It's called the Ranch. Inside, there's a 2-mile dirty track. That's where the doctor's new legacy starts. The track itself serves as a training facility for Rossi and his friends. The idea is that the dirty track racing is much safer than MotoGP, where riders could frequently reach 350 km an hour.
A lot of riders make the flat track because you improve the skills of the sliding and control the bike with the rear and also with the front. And especially is not very dangerous. You know, it's always dangerous because when you go with the bike, it's dangerous. But compared to motocross, compared to super motard, is less.
Training on dirty track will help riders master bike control without risking their lives. That's only my thought, of course. This track is also the epicenter of Doctor's another career as the owner of a rider academy and a team named Sky Racing. The training from both the academy and the team would also train here with Rossi himself as a coach. Seems the Doctor is planning his retirement while approaching his 40s, right? Joke is a joke. What Rossi is doing there is essential for the future of motor racing. With his help, more talented kids would have the opportunity to step into the world of motorcycle sport. The best students from the Rider Academy would be recommended to join the Sky Racing team and compete in the Model 3 class. After 3 years of careful management, Sky Racing is now a major force in the Model 3 class. Several young riders are striving with the team. Some of them might one day have the chance to compete with Rossi in the MotoGP class. It will be quite embarrassing if the Doctor got beaten by his own student. Now let's take a closer look of the bike. Yamaha YZR-M1. Since 2002, M1 has won 7 world champion titles and 103 individual races. This achievement is still quite unbelievable even compared with Rossi himself. It's arguably one of the best 4-stroke racing bike ever existed. For a long time, 2-stroke engines dominate high-end racing bikes due to their higher power density and lower weight. But with the application of new materials and electric components, 4-stroke engines start to show an edge over 2-stroke counterparts. The power delivery of 4-stroke engines is more linear through the range of engine speed, and they consume less fuel. Therefore, in 2002, 4-stroke engines are allowed to compete in MotoGP class. Yamaha team started the YZR-M1 project in the same time. Finally, Yamaha engineers chose an inline 4-cylinder engine to simplify the air intake and the exhaust systems. DOHC timing, ECU control, and fuel injection are introduced to achieve an accurate combustion control. The inline design helped with the weight, but initially caused a lot of trouble of power delivery. Testers think it is hard to control the bike at the limit. With the device from Rossi, the fire order of the engine is changed to a long band configuration. The development significantly improved the torque characteristics of the engine. Coupled with the aluminum chassis and lots of magnesium and titanium components, the M1 has an extremely low weight, with only 157 kilograms. There's an interesting design on MotoGP bikes, as we can see here at the position where usually headlights are mounted. It's empty. That is the engine air intake. The 1000cc monsters are thirsty for air. As 2018 is approaching, MotoGP teams are now conducting bike development for the next season, and Rossi will be using a new engine next year. Let's wait for another great season lying ahead. Don't forget to subscribe my channel if you like. See you next time.
Some know him as a friend, others as an entertaining hero, and even more as a genius on two wheels. Some call him boss, and others may say idol. Whatever the label, it is hard to dispute the assertion that as a racer and a visionary, he has fundamentally changed the landscape of MotoGP and what it means to merit the title, the greatest. And he isn't even done yet.